and welcome to Sessions with Coach April. I'm your host, April Hogan, and I have the pleasure of having my co-host,
Cass Wolfram.
Right, and then we have our beautiful eldest daughters with us here today, and I'm going to let them say their names because they go by something other than what we named them. So,
My name is Cassidy, but I go by Pinky.
And my name is Ariel, and you can call me Ari for short.
all right, so we have a pretty good topic today. We're talking about something that I feel like everybody goes through, right? So it's called You Are Not Lazy, You're Just Burned Out. So I know we all go through times, let's be honest, where we just feel like we are not working at our full capacity, or we're just not in a space where we can get anything done, right? There are other things that come with that than being lazy, being burnt out, right? You feel like you're procrastinating, but you're just really overwhelmed, right? So that's what we're talking about today. I'm going to start with the first question, you guys. So let's talk about symptoms, right? So first, let me ask, you guys, have you ever felt, and I know in terms of us, we're older, so we have different types of experiences. Have you guys ever felt like you were in a space where you just felt like, although you knew there was a lot to do, you just physically were not in a space where you could get it done?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so we're going to talk about symptoms. Burnout doesn't look like breakdown all the time. What are some signs, and this is for anybody, what are some signs that you notice in yourself or others when you're starting to feel burned out?
Yeah, like zoning out, or I catch myself not. The computer will be on and the work will be in front of me, but I'll catch myself just in space or always on my phone. Like my focus is just not completely there.
Okay.
I would agree and attest to that. I definitely think that the mental cloudiness is a huge one. Like just being tired. I guess you could say mentally exhausted, because I literally just got done feeling like this. So I'm speaking from experience. But yes, like just feeling like stuck. Like you know you can physically do it, and you know you need to physically do it, but like mentally, like it's just like I can't. Like,
Mm-hmm. So we kind of started talking about this a little bit. So you know, go ahead. Go ahead and say.
And actually, I just wanted to briefly point out that we talked about this earlier. We were having our office meeting. That sometimes you have like the puzzle in front of you, because I just can't put the pieces together. Like I just cannot figure out how to put these pieces together. And you know you can do it, right? Because you've done it before. But that's another symptom of just burnout, where it's like I just cannot comprehend how to do this right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I call it, because my burnout, and I'll say all the time, and I'll get more into that later, looks different than what I think most people's burnout looks like. But I do get to a point where it kind of feels like your mind is racing. Like that's probably one reason, even as a business consultant, I don't like making lists, because it feels like when I make a list, oh my gosh, there's so much to do, right? So I feel like my space of burnout is not necessarily like not being able to work, because I'm a workaholic. I tend to release my stress by working, but it does come in just not wanting to be around anybody. Like I don't want to be around nobody. I don't want to talk to anybody. Don't ask me to do anything. I'll do stuff, but don't ask me to do it. I want to do what I want to do when I want to do it. Don't bother me, type of thing. And then I'll cry a lot. I get into my emotional, where everything makes me cry. I don't feel like I'm making it yet where I want to be. But yeah, so that's my burnout.
I mean, some people think burnout is just being tired, but it can also show up as like you said, brain fog, anxiety, or even just guilt over resting. And that's a big one. It's just feeling guilty for needing a break. So what's one invisible sign that you guys experience when you know you've hit that quote of just being burnt out?
oh wait.
And April, you can jump in and start this one too.
Yeah.
Okay, so one sign, I'll say emotional. I get emotional.
Yeah.
Like I'm typically I can fix everything. I got an answer for everything. And my burnout comes because I'm generally always fast paced. Like in my mind, oh, I got this. Ooh, that needs to be fixed, I got this. Oh, this needs to be done, I got this. And it'll get to a point where it just seems, oh, wait a minute, like it's too much to have. Like, so I'll get to a point where it's just like, I'm just emotional. Like I said, I'll still want to work, but like to the level of, I have to make myself rest. I feel like God, and I feel like that's a part of, so you guys, I'm injured right now, I have a leg issue. I feel like a lot of times, because I am so nonstop, he has to do stuff to me to be like, all right, chill out, because you're going to put yourself in a position. So this past week, being at home, although I felt like I was out of control. I mean, and I don't want to say out of control like I was acting crazy, but I did not have control of what I wanted to do. I also realized yesterday I got so much done because it like, man, you just had time to just, and no one else coming back to the office this week. I stayed up till probably like 10. I woke up at 2 and worked till like 5 because it's like, I'm excited. Like I had some time to just, so.
You send a new planner
I see
notification.
that. I was like, 3:11.
But another invisible sign, like you said, like I definitely think that like the self-isolation is a heavy one. I definitely feel like me being out of character, like extra emotional, and just like typically when I'm not feeling like myself, it's either my period coming or I burnt out. Like it's one of the two, because it's just like I definitely start acting like out of my elements when I'm burnt out. Like I just start self-isolating. I just like, because like you said, I definitely related when you said like working fast paced, because I do that too. Sometimes it's like I got too much going on, it gets too cloudy, and I'm just like, okay, like I just gotta give up. And I don't necessarily give up, but it's like I don't know how to process everything and categorize it. So I relate to that.
So I know this next is your question, but I just want to just kind of, do you guys feel like, or does anybody ever feel like most of your burnout is due to others or self-inflicted?
Self-inflicted.
Because I said me too. I feel like because I am I got it. Oh, I can do this. Oh, okay, I got you. It is oftentimes self-inflicted, and because like not just taking advantage of the fact that like, which I talked to you about it sometimes. We talked about it today. Like wait till the last minute. Like just like, you know, you're probably more last minute. Mine isn't more last minute. Mine is taking on more than I can handle just because in my mind, although I say I hate the Superwoman curse, don't call me Superwoman, I still act like it.
Yes, overextending, I have a big problem with that.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, absolutely.
So the guilty issue of like sometimes when people will call you like, what are you doing? It's like, I'm just laying in the bed. You ain't doing nothing today. You ain't going out nowhere. Like, no, I need a day to just But then you feel bad when other people are like, well, you just gonna sit in the bed all day. You just gonna bed rot. It's like, yeah, some days I am. Because I can't today.
And sometimes that rest period is needed.
Yeah.
Recognizing your limit when you need to take a break to chill.
Yeah.
Let's kill this myth. Being exhausted is not being lazy. What do you guys say to people who are judging others or themselves for not doing enough?
I can't speak on this one because I do that myself.
You know what though? It's easier to diagnose somebody else than yourself.
Yeah.
You gotta give yourself grace, right? Like, first of all, give others grace. You don't know what other people are going through, right? Then give yourself grace because you do know what you're going through, and you do know that sometimes it can be a lot. Now, on the flip side, my workaholic self says, exhaustion is, we already said it's self-inflicted, which means at some point we have to sit down and say, what is causing this? And whatever's causing it, we gotta fix it. Being exhausted for a week, 2 weeks, okay. Now when we're talking about 3, 4, 5, then you're not doing anything to fix it, right? Like, because after a while, and I get there's medical, like we both know there's medical things, right? We both are anemic. So automatically we are tired just because of that, right? So there are other things but part of that is figuring it out.
Yeah.
And then figuring out what helps it. Even though you're gonna probably try a bunch of different stuff that probably is not gonna work. But care enough about yourself to figure it out. Do you need to talk to somebody? Are you in a space where it's just like, hey, I need to retrain my brain to stop allowing myself to sit in this spot because I don't want to be here, right? So I don't remember what the question was. Breaking the myth. What do you tell people? I got it. What do you tell people? It's grace. Like, you got to give yourself grace, and you have to take the time to recognize. Like, if I'm talking to myself, I have to recognize that I'm in this space. So I don't know. I know. You know. I don't know if you knew. I left for the weekend. I was around the corner. I was at Walmart. I was at the hotel away from Walmart. But it was because I knew I needed it.
Yeah.
I took Kizzy. I needed my doctor. I needed someone to make sure I could do everything that I needed, but I needed to breathe. I had times where I rested there. I had times where I worked there, but I needed to not see home. I needed to not see, clothes that need to be washed. I needed to not see a kitchen that if something needed to be clean, there was housekeeping, right? Like, that's what I needed. And to know that you need that for a minute is okay, right? And do what you got to do, but also realize, like, it's time to come up out of it at some point. I came home and I'm on a whole other page, but it's because I took the time that I needed to do what I needed to do, right? So that's my thought on that question.
All right, so y'all ready for to take it into the next one?
Yeah.
All righty. So the next one is: have you ever gone through a season where you felt lazy, but deep down you were actually mentally and emotionally drained?
Absolutely. I literally was just telling Ari about this the other over the weekend. We went to the store, and I was like, I just feel like I'm in a space where I just feel like nothing's going right, and things just don't feel settled. I just feel like it's a lot of chaos right now. But I realized I also needed to give myself grace because, like, okay, you're transitioning, you're learning, you're going through stuff. Like, you're in a new city, a new state. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're not being lazy. You're not being like, I'm not trying to, you know what I'm saying, progress or whatever. And you just have to process. You got to take a second to process. You know what I'm saying? You got to realize that you're not, and I think that's a common misconception, is you're not in it alone. Because a lot of times, like we say, the things we go through are self-inflicted because we think nobody's going to care. Nobody wants to hear it. Nobody wants to hear us complain. Nobody's going to be there to support me. I ain't going to be able to, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to put my burdens on somebody else. That's a misconception. There are some times where you are alone, but when you have people around you who genuinely love you, genuinely care about you, genuinely want you to be better, don't ever think that your emotions, your feelings, your stress is a burden on the people who love you, because they really are there to help you.
All right, so this is probably going to be, I'm probably going to direct this to Cassie first. I'm going to say, I hate the word boss. I like leaders, and overachievers.
I am a big one. Sorry, everybody, I didn't know.
So we tend to get hit hard with burnout because we just keep going. What's the pressures we put on ourselves that leads to that burnout?
Ooh.
Which we just said it was self-inflicted, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Definitely the need to be perfect, because it's like deep down I know I'm not perfect, and I know I will never be perfect, but I still strive for perfection no matter what. And I definitely feel like that's a big reason why I'm always so hard on myself, because I feel like everything has to be right, everything has to be timely, like I have to get everything right. It's just like you don't have, like they said, having grace. Like, I have to realize I don't have to be so hard on myself, and that's something I'm working on. I'm trying, but we get in there slowly but surely. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm one of those too. So I was saying I've been working a lot on emotional intelligence, and I feel like, man, I'm doing good. I do have my areas though where, although I realize grace, I'm not gonna do everything perfect. I hate to hear someone tell me I'm not though. like I hate to hear you did this wrong, or you. And I mean, and it's okay because you're allowed to do stuff wrong, but I do strive to want to get everything, right, and to be like, look, bam, I got it, and I did over and beyond, right?
Yeah.
So it is a little bit tough, and that's where that self-inflicted, that piece that says, but you are doing the most, relax. Like, they didn't even expect what you're giving, and you still, feel like sometimes that's not enough, so give more, you have to, and part of that giving more needs to be for yourself. It needs to be self-care, right? We're so busy trying to give more. And I say us as overachievers, but I even say, and they may not like it, when you do more people pleasing, right? And I'm not saying you are people pleasers in that sense, but they tend to do more for the people that they love in terms of trying to be, and we're privileged because they love us, right? And they really don't care about the people they don't care about. But for the people they care about, you still tend to always try to do. And I guess overachievers, we tend to have that too. Yeah. Because we're still trying to, not necessarily people please, but still trying to do the most.
It's like subconscious.
Y'all tend to, like you said, y'all tend to do even more than what's expected, then stuff like I didn't do enough. Versus we're like, we know we ain't gonna be perfect, but the area where you think I feel, let's talk about it. I'm willing to talk about it and see where I could have done more, where I could have been better, whatever. So we're more of a I'm gonna give you what I'm gonna give you, but then if you don't feel like that's enough, let's talk about where I could have been better, and I'll give you a little bit more. But initially, no, we ain't finna I'm gonna give you the whole wide world and then some. Y'all know I'm gonna give you this planet, that planet, and the moon.
Yeah, I do. Do you ever feel frustrated when you feel like people aren't giving the same effort as you?
Yes, all the time. And I have to realize, just because I do the most, I can't expect that from everybody else. But it also does get irritating because I feel like I go above and beyond for everybody else, and nobody cares about me.
Birth each other's daughters.
So I'm 39, and it doesn't change. But still, it's like, what the heck? But the thing is we also do have to try to understand. People love you the way that they love, right? Yeah. If that's not their natural thing, they're not going to naturally do that. That just happens to be naturally how we operate. Yeah. So it feels like Oh my gosh. but you know, and I still have to. Where the emotional intelligence part is, where I have to sit back and I have to remind myself, chill out, like you're doing the most.
And then it's also that balance of like, okay, well, I realize I'm going too hard for myself and other people. They're not going to give me the energy I'm reciprocating. So now I have to take some of that back and apply it to myself. Because like I don't want to overinvest in another person that's not reciprocating, and then I'm pouring from an empty cup. Like it's all about that balance. So I definitely want to start working on that balance.
You also gotta understand that everybody's 100% was different, right?
Yeah.
Because I could give you a fully finished product and I mean my 100%, y'all 100% will look like my 150%.
Yeah.
So everybody's 100% looks different.
Well, then I just feel like everybody should come up to
We
us.
can all like, take some notes from it.
Absolutely. All right, it's on you, Cass.
Cassidy or Cass?
Cass.
My Cass. Right.
Okay, so let's be real. Sometimes rest feels like guilt. How do we unlearn the grind-only mentality?
So I'm gonna say first, I don't even like the word grind. I don't like the word hustle. It used to be my vocabulary word. Like, oh, I grind, I hustle.
Yeah.
No, if you look up in the dictionary what grind and hustle means, there's nothing good about it.
Right.
Think of grind. Somebody told me this the other day because I said this on a podcast I was on. She's like, when you think of grind, you think grinding your teeth or grinding. What's pleasurable about that? Like there's nothing pleasurable. It's like it means you're working hard. You're getting the grit of no, like, and when you're walking in purpose, it's not hard. It's you enjoy it. That doesn't mean that you won't have times.
Yeah.
But you're doing it for the right reason, so it just comes naturally. I don't want to hustle. I don't want to hustle. I don't want to grind. Don't get me wrong. I work hard, but I enjoy the work that I do. Right. So I guess that's part of like just learning who you are. I forgot the question again. Sometimes rest feels like guilt. So I do have that issue where, and I don't feel like rest feels like guilt, but I do feel like, man, there's more to do. Like if I lay down, I'm missing something.
Yes.
Even vacations, I don't take a vacation without working unless I'm going on a cruise. And that's the reason I try to do it once a year because otherwise, and that's only because I don't want to pay for the Wi-Fi. So everywhere I go, I work. I mean, like, it's a habit. Even when I say I'm putting it down, my computer's always with me just in case. My phone has everything on it. So I don't know if it's necessarily guilty on, well, I guess it still would be guilty because I don't want to fall behind.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to have to try to play catch up. I want to always be on point. So.
That's crazy. Like when I say we birth each other's kids, it's wild. Because literally Sage will be like, I'm not taking a nap. I'm like, napping is good. She's like, no, napping means you're weak and you should not be taking a nap. Once you wake up, find something to do, don't take a nap. That's literally how you are, where it's like, don't ever go to sleep. I gotta be doing something. It's crazy.
I think how to unlearn the grind mindset is really, like she just said, is figuring out who you are as a person and realize, like, I feel like a lot of that comes from the media, like the grind mindset, the working out a struggle. But like she said, what you want to do is supposed to be peaceful.
Yeah.
After a while, keep grinding, keep doing stuff last second, see how that feeling starts to dread on you and starts to drain you on a regular. You don't want to do that. You want to do something that feels smooth, that feels peaceful. So I think a good way to unlearn it is
really just learn who you are.
Well, yeah, but also because I was talking to somebody a couple weeks ago and he was saying that his boss had a mentality of the money that I make today is for tomorrow's bills. The money I made yesterday is for today's bills. And it's also understanding that you got to take some time to enjoy the fruits of your labor.
Yeah.
Tomorrow it's either going to come or it's not.
Yeah.
Like at some point you got to stop and just be like, all right. And now it's not saying that you just stop working altogether, but you got to find periods where you can just rest and enjoy where you are now, because every space that you are is an answered prayer. Every new dream or goal that you reach is an answered prayer. Take some time to appreciate that, because you don't want to just keep going, okay, God, give me more. Give me more. You're going to say, I've been giving it to you. You don't even appreciate it, which is why you keep asking for more. It's not saying you don't work hard. It's just saying take some time along the way to enjoy the prayer that He's answered and where you've reached.
Right. Now, with that being said, that doesn't mean 2-3 months.
Yeah,
not
2-3 months.
Because okay, so I would say me and my ex-husband, we had different mindsets. He was, I worked a week, Now at weekends I want to go have fun. I work. All right, you want to go downtown and have fun for $100 or $200. I want to I'm hopping countries fun for a week or two, or I can say here this workload I'm about to be gone for out of the country for a week or two or whatever. That's the type of fun I want to have.
Yeah.
So, but not that there was anything wrong with his, right? You just have to understand what balances you out, right? And you have to surround yourself with those type of people. And I think this is going to sound like what you're saying, you need to be self-care, but it's going to sound like what she keeps making it. But I also know that faith without works is dead, right? If you want to be in a new space, you have to be willing to do the work that it takes to get to that space. The issue with most people is they're chasing money. When you chase your purpose and what you want, it doesn't feel like work. Like honestly, I could be stressed out and start getting stuff done with work, and I feel like at ease. My mind is going, I'm happy, I feel. So when you're working on purpose, it doesn't feel like work. But also realize that if you don't get to a point that you realize like, hey, like I'm scheduling my time, right? Like I know I generally try to do 4 vacations a year. I do that because I know I need to take a break. But if I'm just like, okay, well, it's Saturday, technically I'm not supposed to be working, owning my business, I'm not going to get nowhere. I have to work hard. I have to be willing to invest in my company. And I'm not just talking about money, because that's important, but also my time, right? So I'm saying that to say that yes, self-care, take care of yourself, rest. Even God rested and he didn't have to. He did that as an example for what we had to do. But don't use that as an excuse to say, oh, well, I'm just not going to get nothing done because I'm self-care. Part of self-care is to make sure you can self-care them bills too. Because that's stressful, right? Like,
burnout isn't always about doing too much physically. It's about caring too much mentally. What's something that's silently draining you guys?
Sport.
I think that one thing that is silently draining me, and I don't know if y'all can relate to this, but my environment. Like, I'm gonna just give y'all an example. Recently, my car, like, the whole engine just blew, and I don't know what happened, y'all, but like, when things are going negatively around me, it's hard for me to have a positive mindset. It's hard for me to just lock in and focus on work and focus on this and focus on, because it's just like, it's other things falling apart. I gotta figure out how about this. I gotta figure out, like, you know, it's just like when other things are happening that are not so positive, it's hard to keep that balance, or it's hard to like zone in on one thing and not zone in here. No, you gotta keep a certain attitude for this. Like, it's just, that is a really big thing. That
Especially when that one
me.
thing affects other things.
Yes. Like, it trickles down and it just kills my whole energy. And I need to stop doing that and letting my environment affect my moods and things. But as an overthinker, it's very hard, because like when I get a moment by myself, I'm zoning out. I'm in my head, like it's bad. So it's like I definitely need to stop, you know, like not even materializing everything. I don't know the right phrase to kind of explain.
But I'll say that's a good and a bad.
Yeah.
So, because if you didn't care and it didn't bother you at all, you would look at the situation and you'd be like, especially because you think a lot like me. And as you get to a point, you're gonna probably end up like me. When you allow it to, when you think about it, eventually you're gonna turn those thoughts into, okay, I went through this, I'm never letting myself go through this again. So now you're in that like, I can't stand it, right? I'm in my head, I feel this way. You're gonna get out of the situation and you're going to do things to put in place. So like, just example, y'all are younger, right? Y'all right now, y'all save money for what you need when you need it. There's gonna be a point where you realize, hey, I never known something's gonna happen. So now I'm gonna save money for what I needed, and then afterwards I'm gonna continue to have a certain amount of savings. So when something happens, I'm gonna be good. So you're gonna put yourself in a space because you went through that. If you never go through it, you'll never put yourself in that space. Now, is that everybody's mindset? No. Some people will continue to go through because they'll never learn from it. But because I know how your mind is, there's gonna be a point where, because you're going through it, it's gonna level you up, and you're not gonna go through that anymore, right? Like, even in the sense of like there's a lot of things. And I guess this is the blessing of the fact that you guys got to watch us grow up. That y'all are experiencing now that like y'all already pay bills. I paid bills at y'all's age, actually a little earlier than y'all. but I wasn't making good decisions. I mean, I didn't have anybody to fall back on either.
Yeah.
But I would have to be paying a bunch of late fees all the time because it made more sense to go spend my money right now and I'll make it back later. Well, y'all already not at that point. Like that makes sure our bills paid. Now I don't know y'all's budgets to know that y'all, but I know y'all's bills get paid, right? So you're gonna go through stuff. Let it without putting you in a space to where you're unhealthy, right? But let it get to you a little bit, because it getting to you a little bit you're gonna work your way out of that, and you're not gonna go through that again, right?
And the thing is, there's a difference between like letting it get to you where you learn from it versus letting the water outside the boat get inside and sink the whole boat. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't internalize to the point where you're just like, I'm depressed, I'm defeated, I just can't move forward from this, and then you sink into a black hole of abyss. Because that's easy. That can easily happen too. I've been there before. You can easily just take whatever you're going through and internalize it and blame yourself and just think I'm the worst person in the world, and you feeling like all deep and dark and depressed. Don't internalize it. Like deal with it, categorize it, and be like, all right, this is a lesson, it's a stepping stone. I'm gonna move forwardly going different. I'm gonna move differently going forward. You know what I mean? But yes, I just don't internalize to the point where you just fall into that deep hole of depression about it.
Right.
I get what y'all saying. I think for me, like I'm not necessarily a person that has to be in control of things, but I definitely. Oh, wow.
Yes, you are.
I'm not controlling it. But I feel like depending on like how controllable the situation is will definitely determine how like deep into like, you know, the mix I get into, like how much I let it consume me, I should say. Like if it's just like a situation like with my car, for instance, like I had got into a car accident at the end of 2023, didn't have a car on 2024, just got my car back, or got a new car, but getting in 2025, now boom, back carless. So it's just like one like uncontrollable, like it's a lesson I've learned before, you know, I've learned how to resave money and build back up money for a car again, but it's like when a situation happens that I can't control, like it came out of nowhere and there's nothing I can do about it, like when stuff like that happens, it's like a little bit more hard of a pit to get out of, because it's just like when it's something that's like, okay, I know that I can recover from this, like I already know what plan I'm putting in place, like, you know, it's like a short-term type of thing. It's not as detrimental to something that's just like, okay, like this is
when you're unsure.
When you're unsure, when you don't know what to do, you don't have that clarity, that direction, like just anything, like when you just have that uncertainty, like it's like, so it's a complete different mind space, I feel like.
But that's a part of faith though, right? The biggest thing of faith is like taking that leap, and you don't know if you flying, if you stepping off a cliff, if you just stepping down a step. Like literally this whole year has been a testament of faith where God is like, come on, we going. And I'm just like, where we going, how we getting there? We flying, but we ain't got no parachute, but what is going on? Like that's literally just all faith is.
Well, and sometimes it's lessons. Like he's trying to teach us something, right? Like, and I think we're all in a space right now where he's teaching us that first of all, we're not alone because we have him, right?
Yeah.
And we all struggle with that. Oh, I'm by myself, or I'm dealing with this by myself, or whatever. Regardless of us knowing that people are there, you don't want to burden anybody. You don't want to. But there's a space where he says, hey, like I put people around you. It's okay to need them. It's okay to lean on them, right? As long as everyone's ignoring everybody. So that's one thing. But then, which I just said, like recently, a year ago, I went through a joke phase. I don't want to go through another joke phase. Leg thing. But also, it's like I went through this sickness before where I'm in and out of hospital and I liver damage and all this stuff going on where I'm thinking like, man, I'm in my worst, right? And I realized at that point, all I could do was depend on him. Like there was nothing I could do. I had to depend on him. So then it got better, way better. So then I go through a situation. The first thing I did was, oh, not this again. Instead of like, you had me last time, right? You got me this time. Now I will tell you, I did try because I didn't go to the doctor with this on my leg. I tried to do it. Like God, you got me. You gonna do it. Now I gotta be smart. Once I see it get to a certain size, maybe I just go to the doctor. But even what they told me I'm diagnosed with, technically I should be back at the doctor. It's healing on its own. Like you know what I'm saying? Like there's we don't always understand the reason. He gives us the answer that we need to know, or that we would want if we knew what he knew. And that is like, man, sometimes not a good enough answer. But like we are going through a time where if we look at the outside, we look at the world, we look at the presidency, we look at the war that just broke, you know, all these different things. If we looked on the outside, it is so easy to get consumed and turn away or
Yeah.
get depressed or feel burdened. So we're in a space where it's like, y'all were there, we're here. Now we're together. It's a lot easier to feel like we're not by ourselves, right? It's easy when it's just like you and your kids, because although there's a level you can depend on them, it's not their job to depend on. It's not your job to depend on them. It's
Right.
their job to depend on you. So you're not going to feel like, okay, well, I got them, but I still, I have to be, right? Same thing with me. I'm the mom. I'm supposed to be the caregiver.
Yeah.
So it's different when now we're together. Y'all are on the same level. Hey, like, this is what's going on. Whether it's with each other, whether it's with us, whether it's with your own bills, whether it's with whatever. We now have, hey, I got you, you got me, right? And we all have our differences, and we're not always going to see eye to eye. But there's a piece of us that now, like, regardless, it just doesn't feel alone, right? It doesn't feel like we're by ourselves. And even if that's the only lesson, then once we learn it, right, it's going to feel so much better at the end of the day, right? So, I mean, Lord, we learned already.
I feel like we did.
It's not been easy on us, let me tell y'all. But let's move on topics. We've been on this for a little bit, so we don't want to be here all night. So now we're going to talk about decision fatigue. So when even answering what's for dinner feels like overwhelming. So how do you manage your mental load when life gets too heavy?
I have to meditate and pray sometimes. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I go through periods, and this could just be a me thing, but I routinely go through periods. I gotta cut everybody off. Like, I can't respond to no DMs. I don't want to respond to no text messages. Like, I just don't want to talk to anybody, and I need that time away from people, because I always say, if you can't trust your own voice, you want me to trust God's voice. So I need to take some time away from all the influences and just ignore everybody for a while, so I can focus on my voice, what I need. Like, just clear all the drama and distractions out of my head and the chaos, and just communicate with me and him. Like, we need to just be in a quiet space on our own, so I ain't influenced by nobody and nothing else. That's my biggest thing.
So my biggest thing is fend for yourself day. Listen, I'm not cooking. I'm not buying no food. There's food in the refrigerator. I feel like I've been trying to influence Cass that. There's food in the refrigerator. They can make it. Goodness gracious. Because, man, what's for dinner? What do we have for dinner? Mom, what you cooking? Nothing. Goodness gracious. And then my room is my best friend. Like, I think, and this is not good, and one day I will find someone that I don't feel this way with. I feel like not having a spouse makes it so much easier to eliminate the decision fatigue, because although my kids depend on me, my kids are very independent, so I can say, hey, like, not right now, or, you know, and they kind of like do for themselves, right? They figure it out. They may not be happy about it, but they figure it out. When you're not in the right relationship, that's not as easy to do. So I definitely think just being able to, like, disconnect, especially as an introvert, man, just being able to disconnect. And then the lovely part is understanding that, having people around you that understand if you disconnect, don't take it personal. Like, because it has nothing to do with you, it's me. I need a minute, right? Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who it is. I just need a minute. So, yeah.
Question was what healing looks like for you during a period when you're draining.
Yeah, how do you manage mental load when life gets heavy?
Take a nap.
That's a good one too.
Yeah, take a nap.
I think even finding something that you enjoy doing.
Yeah.
Like, you feel like there's a point where you feel like, man, I just can't please nobody. But it's just so easy to just do something and make her happy. So, so that would be. It's just find something you just really enjoy doing. It's not stressful. So, all right. So let's give people some tools. What's one thing you started doing differently to recover from burnout?
I've been doing a lot of puzzles lately. Like little activities, self-care, like things just around the house, just kind of, release my mind for a little minute, like little escape tools and techniques that are still like healthy, but definitely helps me decompress a little bit. I've been eating the bus up, y'all.
I'm watching Scandal.
Ooh, I love that show.
Yeah, it's so good.
I've been watching Criminal Minds.
Uh-oh.
I'm listening.
I like to color more nowadays, and I need to get back into it, but I like doing like an hour walk like right before I go to bed. I feel like it helps clear all my thoughts.
I will say, doing stuff that's just for me. I'm one of those people. I don't want you to interrupt what I'm doing for me, right? So like we all know we out there trying to date. Like literally all of us are trying to date or whatever. And you know, guys be like, "When I call you, are you watching your show?" No, you can't call me right now. Like I know we try to get to know each other, but while I'm watching my show, I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to FaceTime. We can just sit on. I don't want to look at you. Oh, look at my show.
You almost waste my evening.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's kind of how I feel. So.
Yeah, like if I didn't decide to call you, then
Exactly.
Another thing is gratitude. Gratitude helps you realize that all of the things that is overwhelming you are actually like big blessings that are sitting on you, and even if they are very extremely heavy, they weren't put on you for no reason. So just have gratitude, even though you don't want to feel that way. Thank God that I have this much work to do to greater my legacy. Try to find a way to flip it.
And touching on what she said earlier, you know, it's like, it's understanding that God, you had me before. I know you're going to have me again. So even though it's hard right now, you've already brought me out of this before. Which, I have to say this, I know when you get to different levels, God will give you, like, he'll keep repeating some lessons. But why?
it's not because it's parts of it. It's almost like you didn't pass it fully. Maybe you passed it with a C, but I know you could. And sometimes it's just like, tell us what part we didn't pass.
Right.
Because I don't want to go through the whole thing.
Exactly. That's not right.
Round 2 fought. I don't know.
At least you don't want to think. Okay, so sometimes the fix isn't spa days, it's boundaries, naps, therapy, or just saying no. What surprised you about your own healing journey?
The boundaries. Which I'm not even like all the way over my people pleasing just because I love really hard, but like setting boundaries really was like a big one for me. Like just being comfortable to say like no, and then like, oh, that didn't actually feel bad. Like, cause I used to feel like crap. Like even if I was telling somebody no, and it's like I knew if I told them yes, that I would be uncomfortable. Like doing things out of my own discomfort to please other people. Well, that's literally the definition of people pleasing. I just couldn't say no for anything. So to finally start setting those boundaries, even as far as like simple stuff, was like a really, really big helper for me personally.
Yeah, no was mine. There was a period, which if you know me now, you would think like she had trouble saying no. Yeah, I did. There was a while I had trouble saying no. And even to the point that people were always expendable to me. And I hate to put it that way, except for certain people. If I didn't like care, you were expendable. I would like cut you off and block you because I didn't want to do it. I feel pressured. I just don't want to do it. Like, and I said yes enough when I should have said no. So you know what? Now I'm not gonna tell you no, but I'm just not gonna talk to you no more. So yeah, no was a thing. And then when I went through this last situation, realizing the power of therapy, like, and admitting I've always had that I gotta be perfect, or no, I'll never be a victim of depression, right? And then going through this and realizing like I couldn't get on the phone with somebody, even not just a therapist, anybody, and somebody asked how I was doing without me breaking down. Like there was a problem. It was so crazy. So they, the VA told me, they gave me somebody as a counselor. The counselor said, "Oh, we can't help you. We're gonna get you a therapist." Got me a therapist. I talked to her. "Ooh, we can't help you. We gotta get you a psychiatrist." I'm like, "What? That ain't something to make a depressed person depressed."
Right? Like, what's next?
Exactly. Like goodness. Well, just give me some medicine. No. So realizing that you need somebody that you can talk to, but then also realizing that you can talk to God, like, and about anything, like, anything. Like I said, in any way. I mean, don't be cussing God out when I say any way, right? But you can have a conversation the way we're having a conversation with them. Like, hey, I don't really understand. Like, I just feel like you're kind of leaving me out here. Like, I love you, and I'll never turn my back on you. I feel like I showed you that last time. So, can we talk about this? So yeah.
And mine was naps, therapy, and saying no. Naps are amazing. I think everybody should say naps. But therapy was a big one. Even when I went through my divorce during COVID, I put my kids in therapy because I'm like, I think everybody would benefit from therapy. But saying no really is a powerful tool. I mean, I get to the point now where I'll be like, nope, I was taking a nap. I couldn't answer your question in time. Or I just don't answer the phone and be like, I was taking a nap. Even when I'm not taking a nap. But yeah, realizing that, oh, I'm sorry. Realizing that sometimes it's okay to say no with no explanation. I don't have to tell you why I'm saying no. I'm just telling you I'm saying no.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's all you need to know. And just leaving it at that is big.
Yeah.
Really quick, I just want to fix one thing I said because I was saying in mine that mine was saying no, but it wasn't necessarily saying no because I still have a big problem with that and explaining myself when I do say no. I think what it was for me more to say was just speaking up for myself because like typically I'm the person where I'll hold everything in until I can't no more and I explode, and that's when I have my emotionally unintelligent moments where it seems like I'm just crazy acting, but it's just like a build up. And so being able to like speak for myself and be like because like they always say like nobody's ever gonna fight for you, like come into this world alone, you're gonna leave out alone, like things of that nature. But like being my own advocate really helped me because I just realized nobody's gonna speak up for me. So if I'm feeling uncomfortable, I'm the only one who can get me out that situation. Like if it's something I don't want to do or I don't like to do, whatever case, like I'm the only one who can, like nobody's gonna know unless I say anything. So I feel like that's in mine. Not necessarily getting out of people pleasing, but just being my own advocate and really like being confident in that role.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think even knowing yourself, right?
Yeah.
And that's where I feel like I keep saying emotional intelligence is so important. You're not gonna make me mad. Like it's like I'm going to speak up for myself. I'm gonna be very like, this is matter of fact, this is what it is, but I'm not gonna let you take me out of my element, because I'm not gonna give you that control. And I'm not going to allow you to say that that's who I was, because no, you'll never be able to say. Now, has it always been that way? No. But within the last year, through my healing process, it's just gotten to the point where, like, look, I'm not about to argue with you. I'm not about to fuss with you. I end up in the hospital. So we just, this is how I feel. This is what it is. And period. So, yeah. Who is it? Is it? Yeah.
All right. Next question is, how do we stop the cycle? Because it's one thing to recover, it's another to stay whole.
Stop the cycle of getting burned out?
Yeah.
So first I'm gonna say, I feel like there's no way to stop it, right? Your goal is to control it, to recognize the triggers so you don't get all the way there.
Yeah.
But then realizing what is self-care to you, like, and it looks different for so many people, but like it's easy to say I'm gonna self-care but then get lost in your own life to forget to do it. Schedule it, like just like at work we gotta schedule things that we do. Schedule, like this day I don't want to be around anybody, I don't want to talk to anybody, or your self-care might be, hey, I just want to be around these people, let's go do this, or let's watch a movie, or let's play a game. But just realizing when, hey, like, oh, I'm getting to that point. There's a way to start progressing towards burnout without allowing yourself to actually get there because you recognize the trigger and you stop it before.
Yeah, I think it has a lot to do with being proactive, like she said, just recognizing the signs before it gets there, and then proactively making sure you don't cross over the threshold of just complete zoning out.
I say create routine. Sort of kind of the same thing that they're both saying, but make sure that you prioritize that time just as if you were prioritizing like a task at work. Prioritize making an hour walk, prioritize spending a little time doing the things that you like to do, because that's going to be what gives your brain needs a break. Like people recommend meditating, but like your brain is running the entire time you're breathing, so you need to make sure you give your brain that time to have a little fun, to get a little air outside of the regular things that are surrounding it on a daily.
All right. So for our next question, what is one boundary or habit you've created to protect your peace on a regular basis?
If it don't serve me, I'm out. I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
Deuces. I mean,
Yeah.
that is clients, that is men, that is people, that is family.
Yeah,
that is,
absolutely.
Like, and not say that it always has to serve me in that way, but I'm saying like if it's working against me, I'm good.
Yeah.
So.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Covered it, cuz. It's the same thing.
I'm at a point where it's like, this is gonna cause me anxiety. I don't want to do it. I don't want to be around those people, especially family. Like if I'm gonna have anxiety about we might get into an argument, this might lead to a fight. Any of that, I don't even want to be around. There's nothing to discuss.
Right.
I've already said what I said. You know how I feel. I'm not explaining myself. You can't beg me to forgive nobody. You can't beg me to, well, just let it back into the family. I don't care.
Yes.
I don't want to be around it. I don't want nothing to do with it. If that's what you choose to do, then you do it. I'll stay over here where I'm at. I'm protecting my peace at all costs.
Definitely. My cutoff game is strong, y'all. I would say that's probably one thing I do. I am quick to cut somebody off, block you, unfriend you, unadd you, whatever I gotta do, because I'm just like, like I've been heavy on protecting my peace. Like, ooh, we cutoff game strong. Y'all gotta start blocking more people. Y'all gonna be a lot more happier.
There's just one meme I really like, and I anytime I get in my head about anybody that I had to dismiss from my life, I watch it. He says, one thing is I'm not a chaser. If we don't talk, we don't talk. Because it was one time that I didn't even know you, and I was just fine.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Yup, they come and they go.
Yeah, absolutely. To the women who are watching who feel lazy, unmotivated, or disconnected, what would you tell her right now? First of all, how long you been feeling that way? If it's been 2-3 months, then what are you doing? Get yourself out of it. Like, but no, go ahead.
I would probably tell her, like you said, within reason. But I mean, sometimes, people don't have the means to, get themselves out of it in that time frame, and they just spiral into a dark hole. But give yourself some grace. You can get out of it, but it's going to take some shadow work, and it's going to take some proactive steps on your end, right? Because taking that first step is always how you begin. You don't know how long it's going to take you to get there, but just take that first step, and then take another step, and then the rest of the steps will follow. You have to do something, though.
Yeah.
You can't just sit in it. You have to do something.
Yeah.
So give yourself grace, but at the same time, take steps to get out of it.
And that's more what I mean. So I don't mean like 2 weeks you should be instantly out of it. I'm saying like if you need to sit in it for a minute, that needs to be brief. That can be a day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, a week max. After that week, now you kind of need to start figuring out what's causing it so you can start working your way out of it. Like, don't sit in it longer than a week. Honestly, a week is a little bit too long, but I'm just saying. Don't sit in it willingly, right? You may be sitting in it 2-3 months down the line, but you're taking steps to progress or working, but you're not choosing to just sit there in it. So that's what I mean. I hate to be like, oh, she's just so... so do something. You gotta do something, right? So even she said like she and I'm not saying how she said it, but at the end of the day, there's one person you have to look in the mirror at every day, regardless of who else is around, and that's yourself. So you have to take care of yourself, whatever that looks like. So
my advice to y'all at home would be to play Get Up by Mary Mary, Go wrong gospel. God gonna always do it. But like also just a quick reminder, like burnouts can come from hormonal things, with you and your period, menopause, things that it can come from many different things, but the biggest reminder is just to know that it's a season. It's always going to be temporary. And 9 times out of 10, it is a mental thing. It is a thing that is coming from just overthinking and self-inflicted. So just remember that it is a time and it is a season and it is not permanent, but live your life. Like, get out of that. Like, you are young, you are beautiful, like you have a lot of things to do and accomplish. So like, just get out of that season and just live your life, because tomorrow is not promised. So take advantage of today and just remember that every time you get unmotivated.
And I want to address the self-inflicted part, because I don't want anybody to be like, well, other things stress me out. True, right? Not that everything is self-inflicted. The thing is, it's only 10% of what happens to you, and it's 90% of how you react to it.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, you do have the power to step out of it. You control how you react, right? Even when things seem like they just keep happening.
Yeah.
You have to be strong enough to say, I'm worth more than this, and I need to now shift, pivot, do something different. So even if it's somebody else, like that unhealed, bald son of somebody, right? Well, I'm not just saying it's all men. My cousin wasn't bald, but I did know some bald ones. But I was just trying not to point him out. But anyway, even if it is that, or that employer at work who just doesn't, you have the power to make the change. It may not happen instantly, but start taking those steps towards that.
And hand in hand what she said, like, we don't have control of our whole lives, but you do have control of, like, you don't have control of the bad things that happen to you, but you have control of, like, how you react and how you carry things. So my message to any woman who is feeling lazy, unmotivated, exhausted, burnt out, is to pour more time into yourself. Whatever you feel is draining you, take just a little bit from that and pour it into yourself. Take that reboot that you need to get, because it's all a mental game. At the end of the day, if you feel like there's no way out, that's a faith thing. Build your strength. There's a solution. If you feel like you're tired, take a break. Dip into yourself. Do something you like to. There's a solution. There's solutions everywhere. You just have to be the one to take the steps to get to it, because the only one who is going to save you is God. But you have to be the one to be the boss in your life. Don't let anybody else drag you out of it.
And realize you can prevent God from saving you. If he's trying to save you, it's like the man in the boat or the man on the house with the house is flooded.
Mm-hmm.
And as the water's rising, a boat came by and said, come on, no, I'm waiting on God. Helicopter comes by, come on, I'm waiting on God. I mean, come on now, right? So you have to also, and then people say, oh, well, the kids, I can't step away from the kids. Absolutely you can. If you don't, you can't be healthy for them. So you have to figure out how to, even if it's like, I'm going in my room, here's a tablet, here's a TV. If y'all act up, y'all get in the chair. Like, you gotta figure it out. You gotta figure out a way. Like, you have to figure out a way. I don't have the money. Well, then do something that doesn't hardly cost anything. Run yourself a bubble bath. Like, you can use Dow soap. Like, you ain't gotta, be all fancy, and just, you gotta do something though.
Yeah.
So.
What's your reminder to yourself when burnout tries to creep back in?
So, I feel like part of it is that you're strong enough to get through it. You got through it last time.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to go through it again, but you got through it last time. So, take a minute. Just take a minute. Like, whatever that looks like, take a minute. And probably because I am in a space where I am, I feel like I get burned out a lot. Again, I react differently to it. But I feel like I do deal with a lot of burnout.
Mm-hmm.
But I also am way better now where I'm in my life to recognize it before it gets too much.
Right.
So, I feel like Hilton be getting all my money. I'm always staycationing.
And getting the points too, though.
I do, so yeah.
Alrighty.
My thing is, there's only one thing in life that will inevitably kill you. The rest of it, you're going to survive.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the one thing?
You don't know yet until you're dead.
Well, you can only die once, so everything else ain't that serious. That's what she's saying.
So if it don't kill you, you're going to
I
get
thought
through
there
it.
was like the thing. Like, you talking about stress? Or you talking about Okay, I get it. It went over there. Doesn't happen often, but it did this time. Sis, you are not lazy. You are not unproductive. You are not broken. You are burnt out, and you deserve to rest without guilt. We hope this episode helped you. Remember to follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Until next time, I'm your host, April. We have Cassidy, Ariel, and thank you for tuning in.